as someone that came from Southern California, Los Angeles specifically, and seen all the professional athletes that have come through LA, come through Loyola, the high school that I went to, I can tell you for with certainty that Jack Flaherty's the real deal. How you guys doing? It is July 10th, 2020 here in this quarantine. And with this installment of The Elite, I'm just going to give you a profile on Jack Flaherty, a kid from LA who I think is the real deal and is most definitely the future of this St. Louis Cardinals franchise, depending on whether or not he stays or goes. So, first, just to give you a little bit of insight, Jack Flaherty, 24-year-old pitcher, win-loss record for his career is 19-19. He's a career 3.20 ERA, but no, I just know him because my high school and his high school, we were rival high schools. I remember on the same team they had Jack Flaherty, Lucas Giolito, and Max Fried, who was a pitcher on the Braves, and they're all good pitchers who could eventually, I think Giolito and Jack Flaherty have already been all-stars, and Max Fried could be one this season. So it's that's how good that lineup was. And Jack Flaherty was throwing 100 miles per hour, making really good players that are in the minors right now. He made those guys look like kids. He was so good in high school that he was really good to the point where he got drafted by the St. Louis Cardinals in 2014, fresh right out of high school. And of course, if you're drafted out of high school that high up, I would imagine that you're probably incredibly good. He's been a top-level prospect within their system. He officially made his debut September 2017. And even since then, he's been kind of doing his thing. In his first season, he played 6. He started 5 games, played 6. He allowed 23 hits in 21 innings. Wasn't the best start, but he was 21 when he made a start. His age 22 season, he went 8-9 with a 3.34 ERA in 151 innings. He finished 5th in the Rookie of the Year voting. Of course, that was the race where Juan Soto and Acuna finished ahead of him. And then last year, in his age 23 season, he went 11-8, but in 196 innings, he's able to have a sub-3. He had a 2.75 ERA with 135 total hits, 60 total earned runs, and 196 innings. He finished 4th in the Cy Young voting in the National League. And I'm saying, now that he'll be 24 this year, and the next full season, let's see if coronavirus actually, let's see if we can get past this. I think by the time his first full season comes around, he'll be a legitimate candidate for the Cy Young. He's going to be the face of the Cardinals, and once they make it into the playoffs, he's going to be their ace. He's going to be the ace of the Cardinals, and knowing the St. Louis Cardinals and how they put teams together, the St. Louis Cardinals, there are going to be years where they're not going to be excellent, but they're never going to be years where they're completely out of the count. Even last year, they finished first in the NL Central after Yelich got hurt and everything, but they ended up beating the Braves in 5, and they got swept in the NLCS by the Nationals. Mike Schmidt won Manager of the Year. So that's the club that he's in. Even in his depth chart, they have pitchers like Dakota Hudson, Miles Mikolas, Adam Wainwright, Carlos Martinez. This is a very good pitching rotation. They have Andrew Miller, Jordan Hicks, in the bullpen, and of course their batters. So it's the Cardinals are definitely going to be in playoff contention as long as he's there. The question is whether he leaves. I think he's going to stay in St. Louis. I think he's definitely a centerpiece of this franchise moving forward. He's definitely an untradeable piece. They're going to try to keep him in St. Louis as long as they can. And this is going to be a player who may compete. He's going to compete for Cy Youngs in the years to come, considering he was 4th in the National League Cy Young race at 23 years old. You can, this is a player that you can peg at a young age, along with, the Mike Sorokas and, the Walker Buehlers. This kid's gonna be very, very good for a very, very long time. And if I'm a Cardinals fan, I'm glad to have him on my franchise. And when he plays the Braves, I'm not gonna lie, I like watching him pitch. I like it when the Braves hit off of him, but I admire his pitching because I actually saw this dude pitch in high school, and it's been an impressive ride to see him get to the MLB that quickly. So, with that, that's another, like, I'll just gonna, I mean, thanks for listening to the 5 minutes. He's only 23, he's only 24. This would have been a really, really good breakout season for him to really cement himself as one of the best. But of course, with coronavirus, I mean, you can't control everything. So, I mean, there's definitely going to be more added to his resume. I'll definitely have more to talk about as time goes on. Hopefully, if I do more segments of this. But I will say straight up, Jack Flaherty's a beast, and I don't care. I don't care who hears me. Like, he's a legitimate young contender, and when the Cardinals are in the playoffs, I will watch because of Jack Flaherty. So with that, I'm gonna thank you once again. Sign off by saying I wish you the best and peace.